this is Jennifer and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make fried chicken my way. This is an absolutely delicious dish that's really quick and easy, and if you're in a rush and you need something quick to make with chicken, this is the way to go. So before we get started, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, like, and press the notification bell so you can get further videos that I upload. Let's get started. So let's get started with the ingredients. So first, I used the whole chicken that I cut up and I quartered. I washed it. You can use whatever kind of chicken pieces you want and just make sure you keep the skin on. So now we'll get started. You're gonna need adobo. You're gonna need oregano. I'm using Dominican oregano. Ground onion powder, cumin, ground garlic powder, pepper and salt, and fresh garlic. I also need a mini chopper. You're also gonna need oil. You need a little bit of water and some vinegar, white vinegar I used. So I used about 7 cloves of garlic. This is what we start out with. You want that fresh garlic. I'm gonna put that in the mini chopper. And I got my oil. I'm using corn oil. So I had half a cup of oil. I only added a quarter of a cup of the oil first. Then I added half a teaspoon of oregano, half a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of the ground onion powder, half a teaspoon of the ground garlic powder. You can add more if you want to. I added very little salt because I added the adobo, and I added about a quarter of a teaspoon of black pepper. Then the adobo. So I used about a tablespoon of adobo, or a little bit more. So this is something is up to you. That's optional, how much adobo you want to add or how salty you want it. So you could start out with less and little by little tweak it and add more if you need. I added 2 teaspoons of water and 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. Now we're just gonna blend it in the mini chopper. And it's a little thick, so at this point, I'm gonna add my other half a cup of oil. We're gonna give it a spin like 2-3 times, and we're ready. So I'm just separating my meat. I'm adding my marinade to this. And now this is optional what I'm gonna do. I added more adobo because I had a lot of chicken. I felt that it needed a little bit more adobo. So this is up to you again, depending on how much meat you have and how salty you like it. So I added a little bit more of adobo on top. And then I stir to make sure that all my meat gets all of that marinade. So I'll stir for a little while, which I didn't show you that because I didn't want to just have me stirring. But you really want to get that marinade on that meat. So the more you marinate it, the longer you marinate it, you know it's going to have more flavor. Or you can really just add it to your frying pan. You could put un sazon Goya, but I don't like it too much. That's just optional if you like to see it a little red. So now we're heating up our pan, and I'm going to add about a quarter of a cup of oil to half a cup of oil in my pan. And we're going to let it warm up before we add our chicken. So I always test with my tongs, something wet, and put it like that to see if it starts to jump up. You're ready to put your chicken in. So I'm adding my chicken, but it started to jump up, so I cover it. This chicken you're gonna cover for the main cooking of it. The majority of the portion of you cooking this chicken, it will be covered. So I'm just making room to see if I can fit any more chicken in there. But at the whole time I'm keeping it covered. And I have my flame on low to medium low. So we're gonna keep it covered the whole time. I just want to show you how much chicken I got in there at once in this pan. And we're gonna leave it there for about 15 to 20 minutes. And you want to keep it kind of low because you want it to cook on the inside and not just the outside. So the slower you cook it, it'll cook on the inside. So I cooked it for about 15 to 20 minutes. And now I'm checking it. And I'm gonna give it a turn to see, and you'll hear it'll start to make that cracking noise. And it's perfect. This is the perfect golden brown color you want for your chicken. I'll just start turning it and flip it to the other side. Now pieces that didn't get cooked all the way through, of course, those later on you'll leave to the end, you'll see what I mean, to cook a little longer. So once again, we're gonna cover it again one more time, and we're gonna let the other side cook for another 10 minutes or so, maybe 15, depending on your stove or how much chicken you put. So now you'll see the last 5 minutes or 10 minutes of me cooking the chicken. I keep flipping, but I make sure it's not covered because this will make your chicken crispier on the outside. So now everything got cooked on the inside. You just want the outside to be a little crispier, and this is how you get it to be crispy and not soggy. You take off the cover, and the last 5 to 10 minutes you cook uncovered. So I noticed that some of my chicken was getting dark. I started to take it out, and some pieces weren't cooked on all sides. I kept leaving it there. So this was my end product. This was dinner that night. I made it with some white rice and some beans. My daughter loved it. So did my husband. My daughter was like, why don't I make this more often? And it's silly because it's so easy. So something to think about. I loved it. Tell me what you think about this. I hope you guys try it. Please give me a like. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. I also want to direct you to another channel, Cooking with Laura Lee. Please check out her channel. She has a great channel. She has such wonderful ideas. Check it out, guys.